Everyone, hot on their lips is the discussion around the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has claimed tens of thousands of lives. It's been on since we can remember. And again, njengamanje siphinde kwabakhona ukungqubuzana ke osekhambe with 900 Israeli lives. And then the Israeli president vows ukuthi they will have their vengeance. So seqalile ke namazwe ke are aligning themselves to other parties, with most of the Arab countries aligning themselves with Hamas and Palestine, and also the West aligning themselves with Israel. So I guess thole kabanzi ngale conflict ukuthi ihamba kanjani na. Sibizeke ingcitha buchopho international relations political commentator uWandile Msomi. Nomdayi sibile sikwamukele eKhakhasi FM.
Ngibingelele ngijabule nethuba lokuba khona.
Sibonge kakhulu ke isiphinde yaqhubuka ke lempi ke at least now just over 2,200 lives have been lost. Ngibala ke inhlangothi zombili since umgqibelo lesiphuma kuona. Unpackele lolu daba. Sifuna ukwazi nje ukuthi njengamanje ukuthi what are the key factors contributing to the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine? And can you provide an analysis of the historical context and the root cause of the conflict? And also I hear it's also territorial and also spiritual and religious.
Yes, so the conflict between Palestine and Israel started about 100 years ago, say 105, 110 years ago, when amaJuda ayehlushwa around Europe. So whether it was Germany, the UK, France, and so on, behlushwa, bepersecutwa. So then a decision was taken by UK to settle ama-Jews, ama-European Jews, Palestine, ukuthi babe ne-homeland, babe nezwe labo, la bengeke bahlushwe khona, bezosigovernisha khona. So they were then moved to Palestine, basetlisha khona they settled there for a few decades, and then after that, in 1948, they decided to form a state, and they said they were going to call this new state Israel. Okay. This was 1948. So from 1948 till now, they've been expanding the settlement in Israel. Expand. Until now, Palestine is it's a small strip for which before they had the entire land. So that's where the resistance has been coming from, and that's where Hamas comes from as well. Which resisted this expansion in Israel into Palestine. So that's the root cause of the conflict.
So we touch certain parts of Egypt, the Suez Canal, the Gaza Strip, and there's parts where nakhona abavele bangena nje bayithatha leyo ndawo leyo and manje ke sebephinde bayinweba. Which has led to conflicts here with Palestine. What are the potential consequences and implications of the conflict for the broader Middle East region, not South Africa, if at all we are impacted?
Well, it's likely to impact the Middle East more than us. But to start with the Middle East first, it has a potential of plunging the entire Middle East into a regional war with Israel, which it has happened before. So if that would happen, then that impacts South Africa. If that doesn't happen, then we might not be impacted as much. I'm thinking about things like oil prices. If oil prices go up, petroleum prices go up, because in the Middle East, you only oil and petroleum and so on. So if there's a war and then those go up, then petrol yanyuka and new petrol yonke into. So that's how we could get affected if the whole Middle East goes to war, which looks likely, but we hope not.
Yeah. No, we certainly hope not. Ngathi sana inkinga nje ukunyamala kwamaqanda nokunyuka kwa-avocado nokunyuka kwa-petrol and uzonyuka kube njani ke lapho. Now, in case you just joined in, we are in the company of uWandile Msomi nomdayi kuyena ke ozosombululela amafindo aphathelene ke nalokungqubuzana sesibonile lapha kwaSirayeli beloke ne-Palestine.
Yazi uWandile masiqhubeka nalolu daba ngeke ngabona i-United Nations iphawula ngalolu daba. Also, President Joe Biden did the same, and he told us, his sentiments as well. What role do you think regional and international actors actually play in the Israel and the Palestinian conflict? And to be honest, maybe how have their actions influenced the situation?
Okay, to start with the United Nations has played a very positive role. But it's unfortunate because they can't enforce some of the resolutions about Tataya.
Yeah.
Abana police, abana social to actually implement lama resolutions. So they rely on our nation states. So enter EUS. Remember, I spoke about the persecution of the Jews. That's why kwafonwa lesa states ngoba Jews are persecuted. But that's only one part of it. The second part of the reason was that EUS needed an ally in Middle East.
Okay.
So Arabs were not trustworthy. They couldn't trust Arabs. They had to create a state. Abazoithemba. So that is the role Israel has been playing since 1948 till now. So whatever happens, EUS will always defend Israel because that is their only trusted ally in the Middle East. So irolabayidlalayo is just to defend its survival Israel, while Arabs will fight for the Palestinian state because that's another Arab state. So that's when the alliances tend to form. We conflict, there are entry levels, we conflict over and no mining resolve. Sometimes you need to let it peak.
Sure.
If both parties believe what bazoyiwina impi, angeke uzonegotiate lapho. You need to reach a point where babonto okay, angeke uzowina la, we need to negotiate. That's at an immediate. So unfortunately, you have to let it peak, and then as a lasting solution, you have to create two states using the 1945 borders. So just create two states, a sovereign Palestinian state and a sovereign Israeli state.